Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome back to Mulgari Cars. Now, it has been 7 months since I was last here. I cannot believe how time has flown, and I'm here to catch up on the latest happenings with Project PP. By all accounts, she is finished. I know this project has taken way longer than we ever anticipated, but behind those doors is the finished Mini R52 convertible, and I cannot wait to see it. I've not seen any pictures yet. Darren and I messaged each other last night. It was literally finished last night. So we're here to see the little Mini and finally see all the bits that we've seen growing over the last long time, all in the car, all looking magnificent. Let's head on inside and catch up with Darren. Who are you?
Oh mate, nice to meet you. My name's Darren.
Yeah, it's been a while, mate.
Apparently I do cars.
I've had people messaging me going, where's Project PP? Is it like fallen off the end of the earth or something? We worked it out. It's a while since we've been here.
I have people asking too.
Yeah,
How's it getting on? Is it
I
ready?
know,
Is it
I
done?
know. So we're not going to dive into the detail, but it's been a while, but we've had quite a few issues.
Yeah,
and they're combinations
more
of
unexpected bits.
Parts, materials, just illness, a bit of that, a bit of busy.
Very.
So anyway, the good news is,
It's done.
it's done.
I said I'd have a complete car next time you turned up. I didn't say how long though.
I'm so excited. It was finished last night.
It genuinely was, yeah. Late last night. My poor wife, bless her. Are you coming home?
Yeah.
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 No, she wasn't. Are you coming home? It was. Is Enzo coming home?
He was already home.
All right. Okay. So yes. Anyway, should we have a quick walk round?
Yes,
And
let's.
then we'll dive into the detail.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
Mate,
It's a car, isn't it?
it looks so good. There's so many things I want to kind of point a camera at, but I think the first thing we need to do.
Yep.
I mean, it's a cabriolet.
Should we
And
get the top
the
down?
roof's up, but that interior, looking at the interior through the glass, that is special. Drop the roof, my friend.
Let's do it.
Now, one of the things while you're doing that, I would say is, I've never been a massive fan of mini cabriolets with the roof down. They do look a bit like a Silver Cross pram. That's why I've got a Roadster, so we don't have the seats in the back and it goes flat tonneau.
Yeah.
However, for some reason this, just when it does go back, it looks way cooler.
Yeah,
And I think it's
very subtle body line differences
Right,
now.
drawn
There's
into
extra
the-
bits, and obviously the interior's a bit
Mate.
nice.
That's very good. Windows down, obs. Windows down, come on.
Front one's down as well.
Oh,
It's half a job. Half a job.
Yeah. Now, I reckon we go,
There we go.
point of view and walk us around the car, because that is special. We've never done this before. We're going point of view.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, baby. Should we do walk around the outside?
Yeah, let's.
Because there's some bits we've seen around the outside. Let me just turn the camera around. So, starting off at the front, now it's all sprayed.
Yes.
That front, I love this, by the way. It's little details, the way that's sprayed in and then you've got the black there. That just
Yeah,
looks
just kind of make
wicked.
it disappear along the front edge.
Absolutely wicked. You've got the spots and you've painted the back of the spots because they were chrome.
Colour
weren't they?
match them to the body, yeah.
And then we've seen in previous videos the big carbon scoop.
Yeah.
And the two inlets on the scuttle. They look on
Yes.
the, that's not a scuttle, is it?
It is a scuttle.
It is. Oh, yes.
Nailed it. 10 out of 10.
Come on, nailed it. But first off, these side scuttle podium details are genius, mate.
3D printed.
They're just mega, absolutely
Modern technology.
mega. They look so good. And also, now this is all sprayed, that side vent with the mesh in it just makes that front end of the car look so much more aggressive. And I think it just makes these wheels pop with the Michelin Pilot Sport S5s on.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm trying not to show the inside because I don't want to show that yet. And we come down the back and then the rear. Now, again, we saw this last time we were here, didn't we?
It probably wasn't painted
sprayed.
either.
It was
just naked at
offered
the
up.
time. Yeah.
That, my friend.
Yeah. Aggressive.
That is genius.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
With our twin exit pipes repositioned.
Yeah.
We did have a gentleman get in touch to say that he had done something very similar, albeit without a diffuser. But yeah, he'd done a pair of side exits.
It's not unique then?
It's not completely unique.
Change it.
Oh, I've changed it now.
Yeah.
Where's my hacksaw?
Come on. You're unique, mate. You're unique. And then little things. So we got the little Mulgari
our tuning badge.
I've got to ask you, Pro S.
Yeah, changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So everyone will know they're Cooper S, aren't they?
Yeah.
I had a client who'd done one with Pro S, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
So for this, it kind of fitted,
Yeah.
because we were getting rid of the chromey badges anyway.
Yep.
And I've managed to spell Pro correctly. So
You have.
I haven't
That's very
failed that
impressive.
aptitude test.
You're very impressive. And then you've got the little lip spoiler.
Yeah, a little tiny finishing bit.
Which looks nice. I think now, because when that was sat on there just before it was
looked
painted,
a bit odd before, didn't it?
It looked a bit incongruous with the back of the car, but actually I think that sits really nicely.
Well, I think it also, with the top down, it doesn't look like the hood's falling out of the back of it.
Yes.
Because it's got a little step.
I think
it's those little changes and little tiny detail bits that make a difference to the eye when you catch it.
Now, you go and stand on the other side of the car, because I'm finally going to start showing them details. So we're going to start off with the steering wheel, because the steering wheel gives a really nice hint to the textures and the colours that are in the car. So the boss around where the airbag is has got this beautiful kind of navy, dark blue Alcantara, and then you've got this lovely, very soft leather,
Napa leather,
around the outside, which is beautiful. I'm going to go down to the gear selector, because I didn't spot that, but you pointed that out to me. That is not standard.
No, it's actually a manual gear knob converted to fit the auto, because the big Power Rangers leg thing that they normally have with the lockout switch in it, I've always hated them. They're cumbersome, they're ugly, and there isn't really much for Autobox for Gen 1. There are for the later cars, but I've never seen one with a lever altered, so I've adapted and modified it to fit.
And then we got a nice gaiter around the handbrake, which is lovely.
More Alcantara.
Lots of Alcantara. You've got a slightly different panel there with the heated seat controls.
Yes.
Because we talked about that the last time we were here in terms of getting the seats with the heated seat.
Yeah, so
mechanism.
I wanted to integrate it into the factory switch gear. Turns out you can't, because it's CAN bus run.
Yeah.
So I had to use the retrofit kit, but place it where the original switches were and adapt that panel to take the switches and run the cabling and so on. So it doesn't look too like it shouldn't be there.
Yeah. I'm holding back. I'm waiting and waiting, but I can't wait any longer.
Glove box and knee
We'll
panels.
do glove box. Okay, let's do glove box.
An armrest.
And the armrest.
There are many bits that all pretty much match.
But the last time we saw the seats, they were naked.
They were naked
frames with some sponge on them.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Seriously?
Yeah.
They're
lovely, aren't they?
Epic, with the podium detailing, and then also a really lovely, subtle Mulgari shield in the headrest. They look just amazing.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. We work with a super duper trimmer who has learnt his craft over a long time, takes his time, but the quality is what we're interested in, really.
Yeah.
And it's little bits. I mean, it was his idea to add the tram lines just slightly off centre in the seat, just to put some detail in there. Otherwise, they'd have been plain, and that was a bit of a last-minute decision.
Oh, I have to say, I've not even noticed those. And
so
do you know
worth
what's beautiful as well? is the way that the stitching stops
Yeah.
just before and then starts again just after the logo.
Small details that make it a little bit different, a bit more unique, a bit more individual.
Quality of the stitching as well. I think when you see it's the lines are perfectly parallel.
Yeah.
And then it just ties in that blue napper just ties in so well with the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So the front part of the cabin.
Nice place to be. We've blacked some bits out in here as well. We
Yeah.
got rid of some chrome, but I've kept a little bit of chrome and kept a bit of the satin silver because otherwise it gets a bit dark and dingy.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of light in
Yeah.
there, otherwise top up or down.
I think, if we're wanting to know why it's been 7 months since our last video, this is why.
Some of this, yeah, it's
Because
time
this,
taken
just the quality
to do it well.
of the finish.
And of course, when it's all stripped out, which
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
obviously in order to get everything over to my man to get the trimming done, I can't do anything with the car. I've got no interior in it,
Yeah.
no steering wheel on it,
Yeah.
there's bits missing.
Yeah,
and of
yeah.
course, I can't then go road testing and tuning
Yeah.
and everything else. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a mission.
So let's have a look at the rear seats, because we had to change our plans a little bit with the rear seats.
Yes, there's a complexity to the way these seats are produced. So they are effectively a cover that's pre-made, and then they're foam filled with obviously a steel backing.
Yeah.
So they're not like a typical car seat cover that can be debound, if you like. So it's quite a mission to have to cut them apart and change them.
Because originally we thought, could we
build
almost
bolsters and
replicate
match
the
it.
kind of similar shape to the Nagaro front seats?
Ultimately, you can, but also there is not a limiting factor so much as how much do you really want to end up spending on your
Yeah.
interior? I mean, we have just recently done with the same trimmer, Gen 3 full, and I mean full coverage interior, it's just
Yeah.
north of 10 grand.
Yeah.
So you can blow through a budget in no
Yeah.
time just on an interior alone.
And we might cover off a bit of budget later, because
Yes,
this
we'll talk
hasn't,
about
this
that a little later
hasn't
on.
been a cheap build.
No.
But the rear seats, though,
Trim to match, the
again,
same lines in it and
trimmed
stuff.
so beautifully. The little headrests into the rollover hoops.
Yeah.
It's just, mate, honestly, I think we always said this car would be a standout thing, roof down.
Yeah,
You
it has to deliver with the hood down, and I think it does.
Drop the roof, and it's just such a. And I think the blue, and this is an interesting one, actually, because right at the beginning there was a debate whether we kept the blue.
Well, we were going black originally with a contrast stitch, and we would have had different finishes, of course. And we pretty much set on that idea, and then we had a very brief meeting with John here, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he threw two curveballs in. One was keeping the spotlights,
Yes,
which
that's
is
right,
fair
yeah.
enough, and two was that he was adamant he wanted to keep the blue hood and the blue interior,
Yeah.
which I hadn't planned for. So, and I think I've said on one of the previous videos, I have to say, I think he was
John,
right. He
you were
was
right, mate.
absolutely right.
Absolutely nailed it.
Two different finishes of blue in there. It's a little more premium. I think it would still have looked beautiful in black, but I think it
Yeah.
looks a little more high end with the blue. Of course,
Yeah.
it does tie in with everything else.
And I think the two colours, that darker, slightly darker Alcantara, and
it's
actually the Alcantara.
quite funny when you look at the swatches, because we were out there in the sun for
Yeah.
hours, myself and Lawrence, the trimmer, trying to decide what went together well.
Yeah.
And the napper had to have this sort of grayer finish to it.
Yeah.
So the Alcantara needs to have more of the blue pigment in it just to lift it.
And the Alcantara sits quite nicely with the
With
colour
the
of the
hood,
roof.
it's very close. We were trying to match it off the hood actually, or at least get it close.
You just look, you walk
And
around.
the stitching, it's not white this either. This is ever so slightly champagne, but against the blue, and in here you can't quite see it. But
More
yeah,
too.
more too. But yeah, I like it. It's come together really nicely. It feels a nice place to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right,
We are
next up, we need to pop the bonnet and have a chat about the engine.
The oily bits.
Because you've dynoed it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we played.
You're feeling very special. Let's say a quick hello to Enzo.
Enzo
Hello,
dog.
mate. How are you today? Are you all good? Are you all good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, he's got his Christmas
Christmas
bandana
bibby on. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, good. I've now got him excited just as we start to try and film. So let's have a look. Now, we did, last time we were here, look under the bonnet, but the
Briefly.
front bumper wasn't on.
Yeah.
But it's all done now. So let's pop the bonnet, sir.
Yes, sir.
The big clamshell. And I'm loving the Petrol Ped detailing.
Repping.
Straight away. Get your Petrol Ped stickers from Legacy Legends. But yes, it just looks fantastic under there. You've activated the front scoop, so it's an actual working scoop.
Yes.
You've got that AirTech
intake.
intake. Looks really.
I really like
cool.
it with the window. Just looks nice, smart, tidy.
Really nice little details. We saw that before as well. A little Mulgari plaque on there.
Yeah.
But the most important thing, you've dynoed it.
I did. Trying to get the gearbox to calibrate was part of the reason for the dyno run.
Should we just mention the fact that the gearbox is torque limited?
It is.
So we were always a bit worried about chucking billions of horsepower at it and billions of newton meters.
It's a CVT transmission, so constantly variable.
So
it's the weakest of the auto boxes, so it is torque limited in as much as it will only be able to handle a certain amount of power to a certain degree before it all starts to slip and grenade itself. And the gearbox has always been a worry about this because obviously when it turned up, it didn't run. So up until I put the engine back in, I had no idea what the gearbox was going to be like. Yeah. And it has fought the whole way.
Yeah.
So the calibration sequence, I won't bore you with it too much, but the calibration for this transmission, which is a BMW-derived process, is basically get everything up to temperature, put it in calibration mode on the dash.
Sorry.
Take it up the road, and you basically have to start from standing, 0, throttle flat out, and you have to get to, it's about 70 miles an hour, and the dash will then tell you, okay, you've reached the terminal velocity. Back off the throttle and don't do anything other than just don't crash into anything until it stops all on its own. You need a road long enough to do it with a car that's MOT'd and everything else, which of course we didn't have. So we decided to try that on a dyno instead.
Interesting.
Which of course gave us an opportunity to gather how much power it's got. Some. I'm going to have to read off the board because I can't remember because we only did it the other day. 286 horsepower. I think.
Jesus. So I've got my lovely Ruby Roadster parked behind me. That's running about 270, 260,
it's
270.
Very similar numbers to this,
Wow. And then that's a lot of torque.
We had to cap the torque. So we had it a lot higher than that, but the gearbox kept having a hissy fit. So we've wound it back. So it's 400 did I say it was 445, 48, 448 I think it was somewhere.
Wow.
That's peak, obviously, so it's not there all of the time. And it seems to be reasonably happy there, so we'll leave it the hell alone.
Wow. The thing is though, this build was never about maximum horsepower and maximum...
No, we're not trying to build a race car.
No, we wanted it to be nice, and clearly you've had to rebuild the engine twice, so...
Whoopsie.
so those numbers, they're healthy numbers. And that was never the plan. I thought we were going to be like, I don't know, 250, something like that.
I thought we were going to be down in around that range somewhere. I think the base engine, despite its issues, obviously a lot of the ancillary stuff's only done 16, 18,000 miles, so it's all quite fresh. And it's then been bolstered by a whole bunch of new bits. So to that end, it should be pretty healthy.
John's going to be happy.
I hope so. I hope so.
John's going to be happy. So the next thing we need to talk about is what happens next.
Well, we go off for Christmas and have a rest.
I can't.
It's finished.
It's finished, and it's been such a long time. When we first started, we thought we'd get this done in 3 months.
I know. Do you remember that? I remember
that. It's never going to happen.
No, of course not.
You know, I mean, I think we still are faster than Project Binky. Only just.
We did say that right at the beginning, and I did say we weren't going to be quite that bad.
Yeah, but it's not finished because the next thing it's going to do is go off to podium place
for the final bit.
Podium detailing.
Yes.
Because one of the things you haven't really done is any paint correction.
No.
So the eagle-eyed viewers may well go, oh, there's a swirl in the paintwork.
Yes, there is a few.
Then very little paint correction will work on the paint. So it's going to have something quite special done at podium detailing.
It is.
And then also the plan is in the new year to do a kind of reveal.
An evening over at Podium.
In Podium Place.
Or an afternoon or whatever.
Spinny roundy things.
Yeah.
I'll be there with Ruby Roadster. You can bring your van.
I'll bring the van. The van.
But there's little things. I mean, there's so many Easter eggs in here. So we've just done the walk around the interior, and then you point out
bits that I've remembered.
the little Spartan shield on the
Yeah, I forgot.
tacho, which is cool, and then the little tread plates.
Yeah, this is the thing that but it's both been a long time and obviously a lot of different areas to work on, and I've forgotten about half of it because obviously not the only car I've done in the last.
Well, there is a disappointing lack of Petrol Ped logos on there. There's one, and that's
one.
hidden under the bonnet.
There's one.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's right. I was expecting you to turn up with a packet of stickers and start just.
I know. I was tempted.
Who do you think you are, Mulgari?
So, guys, what do you think of Project PP? She is finally completed, and I can't wait to show John because. Over the last
he's been very patient.
year and a half, he's been massively patient. Apologies. We've had lots of emails from John and Tracy going, "Where's the Mini?
Where is it? What are you doing?"
Sorry, we've had to rebuild the engine again, or the trimming's taking longer,
else has gone wrong.
Darren's broken his back again. So what do you think? I think for me, you've just smashed it out the park because what you've done is keep the car true to its original self.
Yeah.
Elevate it to something really special and bespoke, and that for me is what you do really, really well.
That's kind of the reason we exist. Is it's not copy and paste.
You did it with
trying
Ruby,
to go a bit further with stuff, and
you've done it with this car, and it's just mega, mate.
I'm pleased.
It's finished.
Yes!
Just before Christmas.
Yeah, I could go and have a rest for a few days.
The
pub is the one.
Yeah.
We'll leave the car here though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. Make sure you follow this legend on social media, although you don't post a great deal, do you really?
I haven't this year. I've been a bit busy with builds and things.
And also check out Podium Place in Newbury. But keep an eye on my socials. I will put something out about the event we're going to do in the new year with this car, because if you're a Mini fan especially, you need to see this car in the metal.
We've had people asking, so I think there'll be a few.
The other thing I need to do is I need to drive it.
You do. I think perhaps what will happen is you'll drive it just before the event.
Yeah.
When it's all PPF'd.
When it's got an MOT and it's been PPF'd. Anyway, should we go to the pub?
Yeah, let's go pub.
Let's go.
Let's go. Bye.